Internationally acclaimed baritone Anthony Brown is a promoter of peace and goodwill around the world. Referred to by many music critics as a warm and noble baritone, he has brought his music to audiences in the Rainbow Room in New York City, the Crystal Cathedral in California, and Chicago Historical Society, among many others. As an ambassador of peace and the founder of Piecing It Together Foundation, Anthony uses music as a tool to bring people together across the divides of culture, religion, nationality, and race. And we are so glad that you could be with us today. I tell you, if there's ever a time for peace, boy, is it now.
We need it now,
We really do.
Yes, we do.
Now, you do have such an impressive career. Tell us a little bit about how you got started in music.
My career as a singer began when I was about 8 years old. My family moved from the inner city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and to a small rural setting where suddenly I was thrust into a world where I was one of the very few African Americans. And somebody in the class, in the music class, I think it was the teacher, noticed that I had some ability to sing. And she told the superintendent, who paid occasional visits to the school, and he would take me around to the different classes and have me singing for the other students.
Right.
And I say that was the beginning of my using music as a tool to help me get in to another world, another reality that was new to me, and it seemed to work out really well.
Now, not many people are fortunate enough to do what they love and have that be their career. When did you decide that you would make music your career?
You know, I have had a wonderful life, and in 2000 I took a job in Kansas at a school called Heston College as an artist in residence, and during that time I was able to create and develop and hone my work as a singer. And I was not only interested in singing or in music, but I was interested in thinking about how the singing part could be used as a vehicle or a tool to make a difference in the world. So really, since 2000, I've been singing probably with more focus, but I've been singing all my life, and started studying voice when I was 16, started singing professionally when I was about 25, and have been singing professionally ever since.
And really, in 1995, it's almost like you had an epiphany, because it was then you were making a CD on African American spirituals.
Yes.
And it was then, as you were making that CD, that you realized how music can be used as a tool for peace.
Exactly right. I created a CD, recorded this CD in Seattle, Washington, where I was living at the time. And I put it out there, not really knowing what kind of an impact it would have. What I discovered was that all of us live with tremendous pain, no matter what our walk of life, no matter what our financial status. Life is difficult. Scott Peck says that in the first sentence of his book, The Road Less Traveled. And part of the challenge is for us to find ways to be sustained. The spirituals come out of great suffering, and they offer this transcendence, transcending quality, which means that we can go past the pain and into the realm of the spirit. We can make it, we can get through. And I discovered that people from all walks of life, Jewish people, Christian people, would all come to hear the spirituals because they could connect to that universal reality that we all struggle and that we all suffer. And since then, I've been singing a lot of spirituals all over the world.
Yes.
So it's one thing to sing and perform, it's another to build this foundation that you've tried to put together with, well, quite literally, piecing it together foundation. How did you come to start that?
You know, Piecing It Together Foundation is an outgrowth of the work that I've been doing in the world for peace. I discovered for the first time when I was in Bosnia and that is has been a very difficult spot in the
Yes.
world, where there's so many different groups living in the same area.
Right.
And I discovered what the power of music could do when the Croats and the Serbs and the Jewish people and the Muslims were in one concert hall.
Wow.
And I was able to both speak and sing a variety of music. But once again, even in this context, the spirituals connected. And at the very end, he's got the whole world in his hand. Just got them jumping out of their seats. In that regard, we could say that we planted the seeds of peace, and that others after I left were going to have to do the spade work to keep it going. It was that experience that led me to many other experiences in the world that then got me thinking about the need for this in a grander way, not with just me singing the spirituals or other songs, but other musicians who have a passion for peace to get involved in this work too.